What's up, YouTube? Today is a good day. It's very beautiful outside. Got my tea here, ready to give y'all some quality information right now. And today I just kind of wanted to talk about, pre-foreclosures and this housing crash that we're so hoping that's going to happen. And I just kind of want to present a little bit of facts to kind of show you guys some things that I've been learning in my real estate world that's kind of showing me, the correct information to actually present to people. So, with the economy going the way it is going, seeing, people are getting into forbearance and unemployment levels are reaching, they're starting to go lower and lower too. This is some stuff that I feel like I just wanted to present to you guys, just to kind of give you an idea of what's going on, man, and the information that needs to be put out there so that, whenever you're going to make your first home purchase or going to sell your home, you can make an educated decision on the information that you've gotten and actually be informed so that when you do make that decision, it's educated and it's not just assumptions or listening to what the media says, and actually doing your research. So let's just get started with this here. So when we when we start off with this slide, I think this is a very important slide to understand because Black Knight is one of the government websites that you can go to get, some information about real estate resources and statistics. And one of the most important statistics that I think that they have right now is of all the forbearances which are past due on their mortgage payments, 77% have at least 20% of equity in their homes. So that's very important to understand that even the people that are going into forbearance, 77% of them have 20% of equity in them. 59% of them have greater than 30% of equity. 18% of them have about 20 to 30% of equity. 13% of them have about 10 to 20% of equity, and 0 to 10%. 9% of them have about 0 to 10% of equity, and 1% has about negative equity. So when we look at, foreclosure and what caused that housing crash back in 2008 and how all those homes came available for sale and we had all these short sales, the banks are not trying to have that situation happen again. So they're giving homeowners, as much leeway as possible as they can to keep that from happening. And when we look at the equity into people's homes, which is really important because when you have equity in your home, you can actually sell it, you can refinance it, you can they can restructure your loan, you can go into forbearances. There's so many solutions out there to the problems that they had in 2008. And when we look at foreclosures, I'm working with two clients right now. One of the clients, they were in foreclosure before the pandemic happened, and one of the clients was in foreclosure right like as the pandemic happened. So one of them was caught up on their payments already, so they weren't technically in foreclosure, but they were getting to that like 120-day grace period where they were starting to see some issues, and they thought they weren't going to have the money to actually pay it off. So they actually paid it up, and which brought them current. So once they paid it off and brought them current, they were caught up on their payments. They actually were able to get into the forbearances. And my other client who actually was in pre-foreclosure before the pandemic happened, he actually got his loan reconstruction, even though he was already in foreclosure. But the good thing about him is he had the cash to pay it if he needed to. So what they did with him was they actually reconstructed his loan. They put his payments to the back end of it, and he actually got to keep the money that he was going to pay to catch up on his payments. So, when it comes to those type of situations, you really have to reach out to your lenders and actually talk to them and see what programs are available to help you in these stressful times. And a lot of people don't know that. You think because you're in foreclosure that you just, you're down and out. But if you reach out to your lenders and they still can't do anything, you need a strategic agent like myself to actually show you how you can actually get that out. Maybe an investor can come buy it. Maybe you can do a subject to. There's a lot of different options out there that people just aren't aware of. And when we look at this, this just gives you an idea that 77% of the homes that are in that are in forbearance have at least 20% of equity. They can use that equity to reconstruct their loans. And, the one thing that I see playing out is that the people that aren't in this little bubble of current on their mortgage payments and they can't keep up with that, then they are probably going to be the ones that aren't allowed. But this next slide is going to give you guys a better idea. So when we look at, let's say we're looking at most of the homes in America right now, right? This slide to my left will give you a great percentage of equity that are in people's homes. 42% of homes have at least 100% of equity. That means that they're owned free and clear. 16% of the homes have at least 60 to 99% of equity. And then if you look at, and you guys can kind of follow that chart, and it goes to show, and that's John Burns Consulting, which is another statistical company that follows the real estate world pretty closely. And then when we move over to this next slide, to this next little picture here from CoreLogic, 58.7% of all homes in America have at least 60% of equity. Americans are sitting on a tremendous amount of equity. 42% of all homes are owned free and clear. And 177%, which is actually $177,000, which the average equity of a mortgage home. So when you see that people own their homes free and clear, 42%, and then when you see that most mortgage homes right now have at least $177,000 worth of equity, that just goes to show you, what state most home owners are in right now. And if you guys look at what Trump's doing, he's giving people forbearances. The banks are not trying to be back in that 2008 situation. And this just goes to show you, if you watch the sales prices of most homes right now, they're kind of leveling off, or they're going up just a bit. That's keeping that equity. And if most people pay attention right now, this is one of the best times that you can buy a home just because of interest rates. So let's say somebody did, they were going into forbearance and they had high interest rates from 2006 and 2008 and 2012, and their interest rates about 5%. They could refinance that, or at least get their loan reconstructed, try to lower that interest rate, which they are doing right now for a lot of people. So you just have to check with your lender. This just gives you guys an idea of how pre-foreclosures happen. If you understand how a pre-foreclosures happen, and how people can actually get out of a pre-foreclosure, this will give you an idea of if there's actually going to be a lot of pre-foreclosures. Just by looking at these stats here, it lets me know that people aren't in the same situation that they were in 2008. And then when we go to the unemployment part, this is very interesting because there's a lot of information going out there about unemployment, but it's so broad. This is unemployment. Well, we don't know who's being unemployment, what sectors, and this is just a 2-month span right here. This is from May, and this is July. And as you guys can see, the difference in unemployment and what people seem to think. And this is the Bureau of Unemployment reporting. So this is, these are some people that you can actually count on their statistics. 88.9% of the people in July 2nd were employed. 11% were unemployed. 59% of them were temporary employed, and 40% of them were permanently unemployed. And when we look at the May stats, the numbers were actually bigger there. We had 85% of people employed and 14% of unemployment. And then, temporarily people, 90% of them said it was just a temporary employment, and 10% of them said it was a permanent unemployment. So, and then when we go even further down and we look at the depth of what people are being affected by this, 31% of the unemployment is teenagers. We have 15% adult women and 13% are adult men. And when we take that into consideration, now we're starting to see what, age groups are being hit, because they're not telling you this stuff in the media. They're just making it so broad and making people so scared. But at the same time, as many jobs are being lost, there are new opportunities being presented every single day. And the reason why I say that, because if you look at this right here, these 4 slides are very important to me, because look at the economy job gains in July. There's 4.8 million jobs gained. And then you guys can see what sectors all these jobs were being gained in. Sorry, guys. Oh, sorry. but you can see what sectors these jobs are being gained in. And if you take that into account, that gives you a good idea of where we even lost those jobs at in the first place. Most of those jobs were lost in the leisure and hospitality, and the retail stores. So now we're starting to see those jobs come back as the economy starts to progress. And we're having more cases, so it might trickle down, it might not. But this also will give you an idea of the unemployment from CoreLogic. As you can see, from April, May to June, it's slowly starting to work itself down. And BLS is another good company that does a lot of statistics when it comes to the unemployment and the bureau and the labor and all that good stuff. But as you can see, in June, we're at 11%. We're down 2% from May. So as the economy starts to get a little bit stronger, hopefully we'll see a change. And all this information, all this data can definitely change at the blink of an eye. But this is current. This is what's happening right now. Everybody's looking 10 to 15, months down the road, but you can't see what's going to happen in 10 to 15 months. You need to work on what's happening right now and how you can capitalize on, people's mistakes or people's missed opportunities. Right now there's a lot of opportunities out there, but so many people are distracted about what's going on with COVID, what's going on with the presidential election, what's going on with the Black Lives Matter, but they're not paying attention to the economic drivers that are changing generations right now, because generational wealth is being built right now as we speak. And instead of sitting back and waiting for something to happen and listening to the news, get you a good real estate agent that understands the market and the economics of what's going on, because then you will be in a better position. Then you'll be better educated to make an informed decision. And even when we look at, how long it took most of these recessions to go back into a level playing field, Goldman Sachs projects that, it's going to take us about another year to really get back to where we were. And if you look at the Great Recession and the Great Depression, those were all, it took, 9 to 12 years to get back to the levels that, they were before. So this is, I just wanted to update you guys and give you guys a brief overview of what is really going on and what I'm seeing over here from the real estate agent side, and the statistics and the stats and the knowledge that I'm learning from, KCM, Keep It Current Matters, because they keep us updated on all this information. And then when I go back to unemployment, unemployment is one of the biggest things that's being spread out on the news. And when you look at it, when it has to play against home sales, there is no correlation. There is no direct relationship. And a lot of people out there right now aren't understanding that. They see so much negative stuff going on in the media that they can't even put their mind on anything positive. So I'm here to bring you all this positive information to show you guys that, if you can buy a home right now, or if you're in a position to sell or buy a home right now, you guys can capitalize on this. The hardest part about real estate is getting in. Most people worry about the wrong things. Oh, well, I'm trying to time the market. Okay, well, how long are you going to wait to time the market? Because you could time it 1 year, you could time it 2 years, but you're continuing to prolong your wealth growth. You're continuing to prolong that generational wealth for your family, and showing your kids, or if you don't have kids, showing your family members that, it is easy to buy a house. It's just, you have to be educated on the process. And just like my people in my community, I want to be that educational driver that shows you guys that, man, we can do this, but we have to put our minds to it, and we got to work towards goals. We got to write them down. As my mentors say, if it's not written down, it's not real. So I just wanted to hop on here and give you guys a good little insight of what I'm learning every day, and how I'm staying up to date with the market, so that I can give you guys the best information that I can get. Drop a DM, little man. Let me know what you guys want to see, what information you guys want to know about the housing market or the economy. Also, share this video, subscribe to my channel, man. I'm gonna come out with way more videos than this. This was just one that I just wanted to put together real quick to kind of show you guys, just the information that's out there that we are missing, So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, man. Strive to be great every single day. Make sure that you motivate somebody today, man, whether it's just giving them some good advice, or just saying thank you, or just telling them I love you, man, because we need more of that in this world. So this is Josh Brown with iHomes Colorado. Like, subscribe, click that like button, click that subscribe button. Follow me on Instagram at JoshBruh23. Follow me on Facebook at Joshua Brown or Buy the Block Property Solutions, which is my company, because you know we need the whole block. But with that just being said, you guys stay tuned for more information on health, wealth, and generational wealth, and growing yourself, man, personal. So it's Josh Brown, over and out.